All right, welcome to this video. My name is Taylor Ventured, and a very interesting conversation about how to relentlessly work on growing your business while maintaining a great relationship. 4 things you can do, okay, to have a relentless work ethic and a fantastic relationship. It's not going to be easy, but if you do these 4 things, it's going to be much easier than if you don't do them, okay? So for years, I thought that there was no way in hell I was ever going to be in a relationship. If you would have asked me when I was 19, 20 years old, I was a pretty stone-hearted person that was pretty cold because I thought that I just wanted to build a ridiculously massive business, and in my 30s, maybe, when I had achieved some financial goals that I wanted to achieve, then I would consider being in a relationship with someone. But I thought that it was a waste of time. I didn't think there was any reason, there was any benefit to being in a relationship. I'd read Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. I read the chapter where he talked about how having a partner in a relationship, like a woman or a spouse or vice versa, is a fantastic thing for you as an entrepreneur. I didn't believe it, okay? But I've been in a relationship for 2 years now, and I can tell you with certainty that I was wrong. And it has been extremely beneficial to the growth of my agency, extremely beneficial to just the growth of myself as an entrepreneur, my mindset, etc. Okay, now let's get into the whiteboard and let's talk about these 4 things. So number 1 is know what you want from the relationship. Now, I didn't know this. I randomly got into a relationship with a woman that she's amazing. I love her, and just great mindset. She had a growth mindset. I knew that I didn't really think too much about what I wanted from a relationship from a super high level, though. I just knew that whoever I was going to be with needed to have a growth mindset, okay? Someone that isn't going to be sitting around watching freaking TV all day, someone that's that would rather read books or go through some courses and better themselves, okay? That was me. That's how I am. And I just knew that based on just what I am, I don't want to be with someone that isn't in a growth mindset, because I'm in a growth mindset. I want to constantly become a better version of self, and I want to become the best version of self. And I don't want to be with someone that's going to prevent that or hold me back from that. I want to be with someone that is going to push that even further. Okay, so I knew that. Now, that's super simple. That's high level. That's pretty much all I wanted. I didn't really think of any specifics like brown hair or blue eyes, and nothing like that of that kind. But that's what I wanted from the relationship. That was pretty much it. Okay. So Nicole, who's my girlfriend, who I've been with for a couple of years now, she has a growth mindset. She's like that. Fantastic. So I had number 1 down. I was very fortunate to get into a relationship with a woman who had a growth mindset. That's what I wanted. Now, number 2 is to set clear expectations. Oh, this one is so funny, and so few people really do it. Okay, I got the fancy pen here. So set clear expectations. Okay, what does this mean? Well, if you want to have a relentless work ethic, and I think I spelled expectations wrong. Yeah, way off. Expectations is how I spelt it, but this is supposed to say expectations. Then you need to come into this relationship and say, look, and this is what I pretty much said to Nicole. I said, look, when we started living together, I said, this is how I operate, okay? I work from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. It's by choice. It's not that I have to, it's that I want to. And I like to go to sleep around 11 to 11:30 so that I can wake up at 7:30 a.m. and have 8 hours of sleep. So we can hang out from 9 to 11 for 2 hours, 6 days a week. And then on Sundays, I'll take Sundays off. That's going to be your day. Okay, so 1 day a week, we're going to have a day together, full day. That's your day. Do whatever you want to do for the most part. And then once every quarter, okay, before the quarter ends, in that last week of the quarter, we'll take a 7-day vacation, and there'll be 0 work. It'll just be time for us. Okay, fantastic. So those are my expectations. I said, look, I work a lot. I love my work. And this is how it's going to be. If you don't want to be in this relationship, that's fine with me. So this was set very, very early on in the relationship. Okay, this was said in the first 2 to 3 months. Okay, when it started to get serious in the stage of, okay, we're living together now, and that happened fairly quickly in our relationship. I got very clear on the expectations and what she should expect. Okay, now that was very important because after 6 months, it started to become a serious problem where, I want to hang out more, I need more time, this just isn't enough, etc., etc., etc. But I stood very firm on my expectations, and I was very patient on allowing her to basically find her own path, and basically just gave her the resources and time and whatever she needed to be able to find her own path. Because I won't get too far into the rabbit hole, but at least within my relationship, the reason why there was a lot of issues with time and us hanging out, where she wanted more time from me for at least the first, I would say after 6 months, there's about 18 months that went by where every month there'd be like an argument about time and how needed more time. And I would always go back to the expectations. Look, this was the expectations that were set. And I just knew that with time, she would find something that she truly loved doing. Now, she had a growth mindset. She was trying to start some different ventures. Finally, about 2-3 months ago, actually 5-6 months ago, this whole quarantine thing's messing with my time, my perception of time. She really found something she absolutely loves to do. And now this time thing is very not an issue, basically. So anyways, set clear expectations. That is very important, because if you are a relentless worker, you love your work, you need to be very clear about time. Now, you can't just go to the person and say, I work a lot, I don't know if you're going to have a lot of time. No, that's not going to work. Okay, you need to set some times where guaranteed your partner is going to have your full undivided attention from this time of 9 to 11 on Sundays, every 3 months for a week. That's important, because if that's not there, then there's a lack of, there's just, it's unknowns, and that's not gonna be any fun, and that's not good for you either. Okay, so number 3 is love languages. Okay, every person has different love languages, and it's a fantastic book. It's literally just called The 5 Love Languages. And every human being values different forms of love. There's love in the form of time and presence, okay? That's one of the love languages. There's love in the form of gifts, giving someone gifts. There's love in the form of acts of service, where where they feel the most love is when you do an act of service, like you, buy them, you make them dinner, okay? That's an act of service. There's love in the form of physical touch, okay? Some people value that the most. And then there's one more that I usually forget, but there's 5, okay? You should read this book with your partner. You should both read it, and you should both get clear on your number 1 and number 2 love languages, and your number 5 and number 4. So that way both of you understand what you don't value and what you do value when it comes to love, because love is very different for each person. That'll really help you out with your relationship to make sure that the time that you spend and the things that you do for your partner are in alignment with what they actually want, okay? So that one's pretty important. Number 4 is something that I'm realizing right now in our relationship. So we've been together for 2 years, I think, maybe 3. I think it's 2. The quarantine thing is messing with my time. Now, taking space from each other is important. In the beginning, it's going to be very much of a honeymoon phase where so much love, there's so much novelty. It's such a beautiful period of a relationship. And after that wears off, okay, what you should do is occasionally take space from each other for decent periods of time. We've been together every single day where we haven't taken greater than 48 hours or greater than 24 hours apart for over 2 years, for as long as we've been together. There's been maybe one day where it was like 24 hours, like 29 hours, 30 hours. And we're noticing that just taking space, I should write this down here, number 4, is really important. So maybe just once or twice a year, you and your partner, you decide, you go on a trip with the boys, she goes on a trip with the girls, you guys come back after a week, and you're going to realize that just the amount of novelty and love is much greater than what it was before. When you take some time apart from each other, it helps increase the novelty and the newness of the relationship, and helps you just continue to love that person as greatly as you maybe did during the honeymoon phase when you were like in that kind of drug-like love. Don't get me wrong, love gets deeper and more mature as time progresses, from what I've found. at least in our relationship. So those are the 4 things that I have for you, okay? Now this question, this video idea came from Daniel Bailey in the video where I was asking for help on ideas. So much love to him for sending this video idea. And this is, in my opinion, just 4 things you can do. These are the 4 top things that came to my mind. There's other things you can do. However, know what you want out of the relationship and the woman that you want to be with, or the man that you want to be with. Set clear expectations, not expectations. I spelled that word terribly wrong. Know your partner's love language and let them know your love language. And of course, take space occasionally, okay? Do those 4 things. It's going to drastically help you out with your relationship. And don't make my mistake of thinking that a relationship is going to be a total waste of time and not beneficial at all for your agency or for your business. It will be very beneficial if you have the right person. You know what you want out of that person. You set clear expectations with that person. They also know what they want out of the relationship with you. That's also very important, that these 4 things, your partner does them with you, and ideally early on, okay? So that's it. Thanks for watching this video. Hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. I don't know what we should do. We should maybe do something when we hit 1,000 subs. But if you hit that sub button, hit the notification bell as well. Hit the like button. I really appreciate all that support. It helps show this video to more people. And if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section. I do respond to all comments myself personally. And I hope that never changes. But I'm sure with scale, everything seems to change. Thanks, guys, so much for watching this. Much love.